Is Predator Badlands the best Predator film to date? Let's talk about it. So yesterday I got to check out Predator Badlands from Dan Trachtenberg. Yes, the guy who created Prey and Killer of Killers, both films that I actually really enjoyed. I think every Predator franchise fan has a slightly different reason for loving the film. Some enjoy the sci-fi elements like the tech and traveling to other worlds. Some like the hunting and the gore and the monstrous things. Others like the overall themes of drama, honor, integrity that these films tend to bring on. But seeing how every Predator fan is not exactly alike, I'm just going to give you my favorite Predator films in order before we continue on with this review. So first up, we have Predator 2, which is my all-time favorite Predator film. We got the Predator in the big city going against Harrigan, and I think it was just a wonderful mix between that raw energy that the Predator brought and the city vibe that I was so used to growing up in. It brought the horror element to a whole nother level in that film for me. Followed by that, I have the classic Predator 1. Seeing Dutch take on this monstrous beast in the jungle is like nothing I've ever seen up until that point. Iconic scenes of him covering himself in the mud to get away from the thermal imagery. I mean, how could you say this film is not a masterpiece? And three, we got a movie from Dan, which is Prey. I think Prey really helped revitalize the franchise, and it was a great take on the Predator and bringing things back to its roots. I really loved that film. Here's where things might get a bit controversial, because after that, I have Alien versus Predator. Yes, the first AVP. I think it was great to see the Xenomorphs take on the Predators for the first time. I mean, two horror icons going at it on screen. Young me was just so happy to see it, and it's still one of my better Predator films to date. After that, I will throw in Killer of Killers. Even though it's animated, it was just great visually, conceptually, and I would like to see more of it. After that, we have Predators, which the first time I seen the film, it really just kind of upset me coming off of Predator 1, Predator 2, and me thinking that this was going to bring Predators back. I was highly disappointed in the film, but after a few rewatches, I do see the beauty of it, and the whole idea of these guys going onto the planet and fighting these multiple predators was okay. Definitely not my greatest Predator film, but it's better than others. Speaking of other films, then we have The Predator. This is really low on my list. Even though it had the action and all the bells and whistles, something about it just never really connected for me. And at the very bottom of this list, we have Alien versus Predator Requiem, which that's a movie I probably wouldn't rewatch unless I really had to. Let me know down in the comments what's your Predator movie ranking. What do you think is at the top, the bottom, the middle? Just give me your whole list and we could compare lists and see what type of Predator fans we all are. So with all that being said, now let me dive into how I felt about Predator Badlands. For those who are worried, yes, there will be spoilers here, so if you didn't see the movie yet, please go see it. Save this video, come back, watch me later, check it out, and let me know what you think. So let's start with the story. The opening sequence to me was just superb. Everything from the beginning to the title card was just jam-packed with everything I wanted and needed to know. It had action, it had drama, it built the whole storyline out so we know what to expect. We got an amazing introduction into the main character, Deck, and his family elements and what it was all about. I mean, this was pretty descriptive and action-packed all at the same time, while not delivering one single line of English dialogue. It was all subtitles. From here on out, the film had a delicate mix of simplicity with some twists and turns here and there. This was more than just a sci-fi monster hunting epic. It was an actual story-driven film with the sci-fi backdrop. The constant curveballs and what the heck moments were accompanied by a few quirky jokes, but nothing that really took me out of the film so much. Well, let me not say nothing, but I'll get into that later of the Disneyfication of things. The third act brought a satisfying but somewhat surprising end to the film, but what I want to call the third and a third act brought even more full circle involvement into the movie, giving us everything we wanted in a full payoff. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, spoilers here. When Deck went back to get revenge on his father, that was something that I don't think was absolutely needed to finish off the film. It could have ended with him beating the synth, but it was a great addition and it kind of just closed off the movie to what we needed and everything was settled. But then we get teased with more, and a giant ship comes with his mother on it, and that's how the film ends, leaving us just hungry, salivating at the mouth for more Predator action. And I think this was absolutely wonderful to cap off the movie. But hey, if you're enjoying this video, please don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button down below to check out more of my reviews, previews, interviews, and every other type of views. But anyway, let's get back into this. Overall, the story kept me from becoming enraged by plot holes and what the heck and why did he do that moments. Being how the film took place in a max of maybe 3 to 4 days, it didn't leave a lot of room for error. And that really helped with being enthralled in the film. But okay, I love the story. Let's talk about the look of the film. I absolutely love the cinematography. I mean, the look of the landscapes, the wide shots, the forests, the rivers, everything about this planet Genna that he went to was just amazing. It almost felt so real. It felt like I could reach out and touch it. I know people give credit to like the Avatar films of these beautiful landscapes, but I think this film looked darn good. But while I did love the environment, the design of the Predator really didn't do it for me throughout the film. I understand from the story standpoint, he's supposed to be a runt, so he doesn't really have that imposing, intimidating look of what I'd known the Predator to be. It just took a lot for me to get used to his kind of docile and not threatening looking ugly face, I guess. But like I said, it was a story decision, I think, and it works well for the story. I do like the way that throughout the film, he learned more about the environment and was able to fashion a certain type of armor and weapons. It showed the ingenuity of the predators is something we don't really get to see from their perspective a lot of times. They kind of just show up with weapons and fight whoever they fight. But this really put it into perspective and made you kind of get more related to the character. And speaking of the ecosystem, I just loved how all the creatures and plants and things worked in tandem to kind of create this whole living world. It just seems so real. It was a great job there. And using the sim to kind of explain everything helped you from being too confused about what was going on, even though it really wasn't that hard to grasp. As far as characters go, Deck, you didn't really get much out of the main character because he was a predator and everything was subtitled, but you still kind of felt the emotion of what he was going through, almost like a coming of age film. Then we had Thia, which is his synth counterpart, who kind of built a family with him and Bud, the little creature who seemed like he was something that James Gunn kind of just said, hey, put this in here. People will love it. It'll sell things. They all meshed together kind of well. The main villain of the film, which was Tessa, who was kind of a main counterpart to Thea, she was another synth that they considered themselves sisters. I think she did a good job of seeming menacing and giving him someone to fight that wasn't just this giant creature, which we thought the film was going to be about. And I'm kind of happy with that decision. I like when a story can kind of take me in a little twist or turn a curveball and say, hey, you thought we were going this way, but we're really going this way. Overall, I left the theater feeling like I really did enjoy this experience. The trailer didn't mislead me. It led up to everything I thought it was going to be, even with the quote unquote Disneyfication of everything. That's not to say that the movie was perfect or there weren't a few low points here and there. One thing is I found the Thea character to be somewhat annoying at some parts. She kind of just felt like a child rambling on and on and on. She also didn't give me that Wayland Yutani seriousness of a synth. She kind of felt like she was one of those Sims from Alien Earth. If you've seen it, you should know what I'm talking about. She kind of felt like a human child that was put into a synth body. And I thought that's where they were going to go with it. But they did it. Maybe they're saving that for a later reveal, but I think that would have really fit here, especially with Alien Earth just ending. There was also a scene in the movie in the third act when they were going up to the big fight that I just really did not enjoy. That's when the legs of Thea took on a life of his own and just autonomously walked on and started killing all these other Sims with no difficulty at all. It was just a little too much wacky, silly Disneyness for me. And that was really the only part of the film where I was like, oh man, what are we doing? So I could have done without that completely. He could have just carried the legs and gave it to her and I would have been fine. But I guess maybe some people enjoyed it. Let me know if you enjoyed that part of the film. Outside of that, I didn't really have many gripes with this PG-13 Predator film. I do like the somewhat gory, grotesque Predator stringing people up type of situation, but for this guy being a runt and not a mainline hunter, I think this PG-13 thing works. It's not to say that this film was without violence because it definitely had violence. It just wasn't as intense as some of the other films, if you know what I mean. But with all of those things coming together, I want to give this a score and I give this a strong 8 out of 10. Yes, this might be my fourth or fifth favorite Predator film here. It's right after Prey, maybe around AVP, the first one. Not the top of the top, not the bottom of the bottom, somewhere in the middle, but it gave me just enough for me to want to see more. And I want to see Dan Trachtenberg take over this universe and give us everything he's got. Will we eventually get aliens and Predator crossing over again? I sure hope so, but I hope they do it at the right time, and I don't think this is the right time. Really, where I'm hoping they go, this is something that's been rumored and teased time and time again, but I hope they get Dutch and Harrigan and the woman from Prey, forgot her name, all back together, maybe with Deck and his crew, and have like a all-star champion Predator 5v5 or 6v6 or whatever it's called on a planet somewhere. I think that would be great. I know they've been hinting at it. I want to see that. Give it maybe a few more films to build towards it. Maybe add a few more characters here and there. Make it like the Infinity War of Predator. That's where I hope we go. But let me know down in the comments what you guys think. That's been my thoughts on Predator Badlands. I'll see you guys next time. It's been Dale with Valiant World Media, and I'm out.